All right, just out for a little hike. I always miss the fall colors, but my mission today is to get absolute beautiful Ontario color from the leaves. And apparently that's at the top. Now I know this doesn't look very promising from all the dead trees you see, but I assure you, once at the summit, we will be rewarded. Here we go, the big reveal, the moment of truth. I present to you autumn in Ontario. Missed it by a large margin. Literally looks like Sea Log 3 in real life. Well, in that case, new plan. I did have one idea.
Back in the land of fire and ice, which was a perfect time to see if this new action cam was any good or if it would just freeze entirely and go to die with the rest of them. There's a side of Iceland that you typically don't get to see as a tourist. This part of the country is referred to as the Highlands. Now, you don't just drive there, you expedition there. You need special vehicles, special equipment, radios, experienced guides.
I'm back in Iceland. Because, I mean, if I want epic landscapes, it's second to none.
Now, Ben picked us up from the airport on 10 minutes of sleep.
Ben's here. Iceland is an Iceland without this guy.
We're going deep this time into the Highlands.
We should probably mount an action camera to this beast.
Lucky enough to hit the first snow of the season, and to the center we drove.
Classically, I came in a canvas jacket, a waxed canvas jacket. So Ben,
I got you sorted, don't worry.
thanks, man.
We even have multiple styles.
Oh my gosh, we've got color options.
Oh yeah.
You'd think I would have learned by now. Dude, green looks good.
Feels good.
Does that feel better?
So good. It's like a warm hug.
Oh, this is so warm. Thanks,
Welcome
man.
back. And why do you never bring clothes?
You'd think I don't own any.
Had to bring the wide lux.
Oh, obviously, dude. Did you just do it right there?
Just popped it off. Don't even care. Spraying frames, dude.
Nice.
Face tracking, mic setup, flip screen. The roads, dude, this is sick. Okay, as everyone knows, I don't typically ever use action cameras. I just don't have a use for them. So going in this project with this camera, I'm always excited at the potential of what can I use an action cam for that isn't typically its intended use. And vlogging obviously came up a lot with this particular camera. Probably the biggest thing is the new sensor, bigger sensor, and they have a crazy Leica lens on it. With that lens collaboration comes the Leica profiles that you can actually shoot on. So if you don't want to just go standard or vivid, you can use those different Leica looks, and they look pretty good. I actually used them on my Q3. There's a few different profiles. The Leica Chrome profile that just came out for the 43 and doesn't matter. It looks great. It's got pretty good stabilization, the ability to plug all these mics in. We can have a conversation mounted in a car, and this, for me, is a cool use of an action camera.
Yeah, Pete.
Okay. We're good. We're good. Nice. We made it. We made it. Oh my gosh.
Good job.
Yeah. Being able to hang out of the car and hand hold an action camera on a stick and get those close-ups in 4K 120 was pretty cool. I really like this setup. I've always struggled to figure out how to film in a car. The fact that we can put these mics on with the adapter, I like that a lot.
I think it's just the fact you just wouldn't have done any of these shots otherwise.
No, never. Well, if I had my big mirrorless camera right now, it would be like on the floor.
Yeah.
I mean, where are we? Like, if you're looking at the map of Iceland, where are we on that map right now?
Literally in the middle.
Are we?
Yeah.
There's a lot of different view angle modes that you can choose from. Mega, linear, D-warp. I put this on linear mode so that we wouldn't be like just huge and warped and all strange and funny.
Darn sweet Highland just nestled in there.
It's like a little village.
Yeah.
Okay, the best feature hands down is the battery life, 6 hours. It's very, very good. Oh, that 10 minutes of sleep is really catching up to me right now. Quick pit stop in the room. I have to charge some Ace Pro 2 batteries. I have a few extra spares, but the one I've been using all day is down to about 20%. It's not dead yet, but I haven't had to switch yet, which is great. At the very end of the day, I'll plug it in and it'll be good to go. I think you can get to 80% of a charge in 18 minutes or something like that. Because typically for an action camera, batteries are horrendous, abysmal. So the fact that we've been using it all day in the cold, in the wind, and it's still at 20%, and I haven't had to switch it yet, that's a plus. All right, time to go find the boys. Place is like a maze. 10 minutes of sleep. This is fine.
That was such a mission.
Fine? Oh my gosh.
You weren't kidding, dude. That was crazy.
I offered to come get you, but
That was crazy.
It's a little more wet out here than I anticipated it to be. Fully raining makes it hard to use certain gear. This should be fine. It's all weather sealed. Mic, questionable. It sounds super staged, but this is good action cam weather. Okay, if you have the doors on them, you have the mic set up, she ain't waterproof. Ask me how I know.
I don't think I can jump that.
It's not gonna end well. 2017 Pete would have jumped the river. 2024 Pete, I don't want wet feet. I only got one pair of boots. I'm learning, just not learning how to bring proper clothing for the elements. As the day progressed, it got more snowy and more rain and just more wet, and our cameras got more and more punished. So the last man standing was the Ace Pro 2. I feel like that's where it's kind of useful to keep a camera like this in your kit, because when the other ones have to go away because they can't physically take that kind of beating without getting some potential serious damage, you can bring the action cam out and absolutely punish it.
Oh my gosh, it's windy. I had to switch to the action. It's too much rain and wind and everything's getting soaked. Alex had to go put his camera away. I just put my camera away. Everything's wet. I don't even know if you can hear me. I actually put the little mic cover on the front so that the dead cat wouldn't get wet. It's kind of coming in handy, to be honest. So.
Now, this isn't necessarily a con. It may be a little bit of con. They have so many accessories for it. There are so many ways to mount it, and it mounts beautifully. It's very easy and intuitive, but there's so many accessories. Like the wind guard comes off, and then another guard goes on, and then there's this mount for cars, or this one's stronger. There's a little magnet piece that can go under. This thing clips off, and the door comes out, and the audio jack goes on, and you slide it into the cage, and it's very modular, and that's a good thing. However, there are a lot of things to keep in mind, just because I've got a bag of goods. And there's a lot of little pieces to keep a track, like keep a hold of, and I'm gonna lose them all.
I'm hiding behind the wall. There's no wind here. My face is raw. I don't know about you, man, but I'm thinking it might be
springtime.
It might be hot springtime.
Hot springtime sounds.
Just hot boy winter in the hot spring.
Guys, I've been up for 36 hours and I'm in a hot spring testing the low light of the Ace Pro and I'm dead. I got nothing left, but it's pretty good. Not too bad for an action cam with absolutely zero available light and it's raining. So I can't keep this on long because I have the mic adapter in and it's not waterproof. So I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I need to sleep. Okay, Insta360 have this thing called Pure Video. It's basically the best performing action camera in low light. Now that's cool because I never use action cameras in normal light because I just don't use action cameras. I've said that before. So for me, being able to still use a camera that size in different environments when the light is gone and lets me do things that aren't just skiing or sports, it opens up the doors to more use cases.
Good morning. The mission is up the mountain. That's all I have for you. It's still cold.
Snow mission activated.
That looks insane. Oh, fired up on that.
Locked in, man.
The absolute best problem to have in Iceland is like stopping so many times to get somewhere. That's why it takes so long, because everything looks so epic. And you kind of got to weigh, like, do we just keep going for weather or do we stop and take pictures? But like,
looks like we're in cookies and cream land again.
How you feeling?
loving life, 10% battery charge, feeling incredible.
Yeah, dude, it was pretty rough yesterday.
Yesterday was rough, but today is just unreal. Like, Ben just took us out here and, I mean, another planet. Wild.
I think in general, I like where action cams are going. I feel like action cams maybe need to be relabeled to like mini cams or something that's not so pointed towards action or sports and jumping out of planes and skiing down hills, and that's great. And then they excel in those areas. They are meant for that, but they're also meant for other things now.
Oh my gosh, that is so sick.
This is the travel version made of plastic.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I need links.
The amount of memories I have based around coffee seems endless, specifically in Iceland. There's no other country where I've gotten to make coffee in such absurd locations, from the beaches to the top of mountains. We've grinded and we've brewed. This one, though, hurt the fingers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Hot coffee in a place where you shouldn't have it never misses.
That is so good.
It never misses, dude. Here. That's for you. That camera is straight up frozen right now. Like, the lens itself has nothing on it. There's no fog. Look at that. Everything else is getting fogged. That's crazy. Even with the steam from boiling water.
An absolute home run on the set it and forget it nature, which is the only camera not to freeze so we could focus on what's important. Coffee, of course.
I had a friend a few years back who got into photography but didn't have money for a camera, and he was gifted an action camera. And I remember having a conversation with him at an airport lounge before a flight that we were both taking from Las Vegas. And he was trying to get pointers to how to take better photos. So his whole goal with this was to not use it for video. It was just the only camera he had to take pictures with, and he was using it. He was shooting with it on the strip, he was shooting with it everywhere, and they were great photos and they were amazing. And I remember him kind of thinking, like, this is all I have. Is there any way to make this better? So I think now with these types of cameras, the capabilities are so much better that it kind of is a viable option for photography. Like, this is 50 megapixels, that's crazy. So I think if you're someone that maybe is starting out and wants to have a good video camera, have a good action camera, have a good camera for vlogging, have a good picture camera, you're able to capture star lapses and time lapses and stabilization and have like all of these features packed into something that's very small that you can upgrade and buy cages for and plug mics into. I think that's very exciting. I think that's a really cool modular system that you can build on if you're getting into this craft and you don't want to just dive in and buy all of the professional gear. Maybe you don't have the means to do that. Maybe you don't like it enough to even invest into that. I think this is a really cool way to kind of like wet your feet and see if you like it, but still have all the capabilities that even pros are using. So I think that's cool. I think that's a cool avenue that these brands are going with in all the updates they're making to these cameras. And it reminds me of that guy all those years ago that he'd probably be loving this setup that we have now.
That looks pretty crazy, dude.
The car's on an angle, so this looks like it's at 1 psi, but it's okay. We can drive like this, slowly.
It's very Arctic-y outside. Is there anything I should know?
So right now we're in a complete polar environment. We have an ice layer on the ground covered with fresh snow that's quite deep. And I've challenged Pete to drive us down from the summit of a mountain.
There's a moment where focus shifts from fun hangout vibes to don't die vibes. When Ben says to you, we're now in full expedition mode. Actions have consequences. You focus up.
I don't know where the road is.
Try going in the fresh snow just so you feel how the car is.
View to the left is insane. We're using this camera because all of our other cameras are currently de-thawing. We're being absolutely soaked and punished outside.
It was an amazing experience getting to navigate the terrain so different to my own, which means I'm ready for Ontario winter. That's a guarantee.